Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just finished watching Violet Evergarden and Eternity and the Auto Memory Doll. Now, considering that a lot of us are still stuck in our homes for the time being, I'm glad Netflix was able to release this film at the time they said they would. Because Violet Evergarden, for those who don't know, was one of the most beautiful anime Kyoto Animation had ever created a few years back. And, with its 14 episode run, it was able to it was able to become one of the most highly praised anime of the entire year it was in. But in July of 2019, an arson attack ended up destroying Kyoto animation studio. And even though this film was completed before the incident, this is the first piece of animation that Kyoto Animation has created since the tragedy. And if they've said anything about this film, it's that they are going to be fine. They're going to be all right, and they're going to continue giving us the animated work that we love so much. So with that said, Violet Evergarden, Eternity, and the Auto Memory Doll is actually split between two stories. The first one focuses on Violet Evergarden helping out a young woman named Isabella York, who attends an all-girls school and has a hard time fitting in, mainly having to do with her past dealing with a sister figure named Taylor. But Violet not only helps her do better in school and helps her fit in, but she also manages to essentially be a knight to her in a way, being the knight to her princess and ultimately having the two gaining a strong friendship. The second story deals with Taylor as she grows up and wants to work at the postal company while working under series resident side character Benedict Blue. And not only does she look up to Benedict, but she also asks him to help her deliver a letter to Isabella so the two little girls can finally reunite after all this time. That's all I'll say about the story. And from what you can gather, the story is definitely has two different sections of quality. The first half, which deals with Violet and Isabella, is in my opinion the strongest material of the film, as a lot of it has some aspects of several Yuri anime, such as The Rose of Versailles or Revolutionary Girl Utena, right down to Violet Evergarden feeling like a prince or a knight to Isabella, and the whole act of having the series' resident main female character take the role that's usually reserved for a male character in these said stories. But it's not done with Yuri romance, it's more done with just friendship and helping another person recover. And when it comes to emotional moments, no one does them like Violet does. As both Isabella and Taylor are very well thought out characters, you empathize with them a lot, they're given a lot of flashbacks and a lot of time to develop, and throughout the course of the 90-minute film, you really get attached to them and you really want to see them not only reunite, but also continue to be able to see each other. On top of that, we also have the second half of the story, which is Taylor's adventures with Benedict and Violet. This one isn't as strong as the first half, but it still happens to be a good story, mainly because Taylor, voiced by Aoi Yuki in the original Japanese, is absolutely adorable, and she has great chemistry with both Benedict and Violet. It's just really... It also is rather nice that even though there are a few bathing scenes in the film, none of them feel like they're played for fan service. Most of them are played for the emotional beats of the story, and they have a lot of that expertly written emotional dialogue that just really gets you where it needs to be. Even though this is a side story to Violet Evergarden, there's also several points of the film where they bring up the advancements in technology that weren't shown in the series proper. So if they plan to expand on that more in a future season or maybe a future film in Violet Evergarden's world, I would definitely like that. So basically everything else about the film is stuff you can say about the original animated series. The animation is utterly beautiful, colorful, and subtly done when it comes to the emotional beats, giving the characters tons of excellent facial expressions and tons of subtle movements. The music is perfect. It hits the emotional beats and the dramatic flourishes exactly when it needs to. And the writing is strong enough to make these two stories come together in the end in a satisfying, emotionally climactic way. So, Violet Evergarden, Eternity, and the Auto Memories doll may not have the strongest of the stories in the series, but when it comes to a feature film, it does work entirely well as a satisfying drama, as well as a great return for these characters. And that's why I'm going to give Violet Evergarden and the Auto Memories doll a 9 out of 10. See you next time.